Hi, this is Lori, here at A Voice in the Dark, tonight's story time. And tonight, I thought I'd talk about emotions, feelings, those things that we tend to not listen to when we really know we should. And playing with the universe, and just a couple other little things, deep breathing. And so I thought we'd color too. I hope you liked it last time. I got a new picture. Go ahead and stop the video and print the screen and we'll color. Anyway, I wanted to talk about those times when we get this feeling that, ooh, we shouldn't be doing this. Sometimes it's something we're doing with our friends or maybe a family member, who knows. But someone has decided that, let's try this. But everyone else has a gut instinct. No, I don't think so. Oh, come on, we can do it. I don't think so. I don't think we should. And 9 times out of 10, something happens and, then everybody's like, I told you. So I think the lesson there is maybe we should start listening to those feelings. Those feelings are called our intuition. Our intuition is our direct link to God. God is all that is, our soul that's connected to everything and everything. And if we use that as our guide, then we're being guided to things that won't hurt us. And it's just something that you should practice getting into using regularly. And then there's times where you've got this gut feeling, or you see what we call red flags, and you ignore them. And then you find yourself in a situation or a relationship, or a work environment, or it can be anything that is not healthy for you, not good for you. It's abusive. And abuse comes in many forms. You need to be aware of those and realize you're not meant to go through those. That's what we have intuition for, and red flags. It's that, light bulb moment. They did something or said something, and it just kind of turns on inside, and then you kind of brush it to the side. Oh, well, it'll be different with this one, or what have you. It's a real brief moment in your thought pattern, but it is a moment you have. And the further you go along in said relationship, friendship, work environment, the longer you stay in there, the harder it is to realize that you're the one that knew not to do this all along, that it wouldn't be good. So forgive yourself and get the heck out of it. That sounds easy and simple, I know. But in all reality, it should be easy and it should be simple. Life should be good. Life should be, there's always going to be bad things that come up in life. That happens. But in our personal journey, we're meant to see those red flags and know and follow that knowing, like, put skids on. This isn't going to be good for me. He's cute. I'm lonely, but oh well. Walk away. She's cute. I'm lonely. Walk away. You have to learn to listen to that intuition. I practice it periodically. We're all bad at it. But one of the things that I like to do is sit quietly, deep breathe for a few minutes, and then ask my higher mind, which is the soul aspect of us, ask your higher mind, what do I really want to do right now? And you'll get this nudge or feeling, or sometimes a picture in your head, or a word or something. But it'll be mostly a feeling to do something. And get up and do it. Start testing the universe to make sure that you are in tune with everything that you can be in tune with that's good. Now, that's one thing. Deep breathing, you should always check on your breathing. The proper breathing is deep breathing. Most of us are shallow breathers, but that is not giving us the full access, and our body the full access to release and give us that energy, proper energy flow through our body to bring those intuitions up to par. So if you practice and using the intuition and asking the question and following through, you'll know when it was intuition, because it'll be the greatest thing. You'll just have this overwhelming, wonderful feeling. And there are no words for it, but you'll know you did the right thing. If you feel bad, you didn't do the right one. The first time I started doing this test with the universe and myself was, I had hardwood floors and 2 little kids. So, naturally there's... Anyway, you get busy, you just sweep real quick. And, sometimes you mop, sometimes you don't, But the whole point is that when I started doing this, I would ask myself, higher mind, what do I really want to do right now? And it kept coming up, clean the hardwood floors on my hands and knees with it. I saw 2 towels, and it was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. I'm not doing that. And I didn't do it for 3 days, and I was miserable for 3 days until I finally did it. And once I did it, I did the whole floor, and it was a big area. And I felt so good. It was unbelievable. There are no words for it, but you'll know when you're heading the right way, because it's going to feel good, and you can't explain it. And so keep working on that, using that. And again, every time, start practicing paying attention to your feelings when you're out in public or with friends, family, anywhere, grocery store, clothes store, whatever. But pay attention to your feelings. When you're standing next to somebody, relax, deep breathe 3 times. Let your shoulders relax and allow yourself to feel what you're feeling, the energy from these different people. And then you'll know. You'll start becoming so good at sensing and following the right feelings, and staying away from the wrong people and situations, that it'll be good for you, and you'll be happier. Actually, we tend to get miserable because we don't follow those inner guidance. We rebel, and as soon as we do something that we're sorry about and we hate or we feel shame about or guilt, we close off that intuition almost completely, because we don't want to face what we did. We don't want to admit it. We don't want to admit that there's something in us that felt weak and felt that I needed to do this because I thought it would fulfill something. And it didn't. And all it did was make you feel guilt and shame, and you feel bad about yourself. So now you don't want to listen to your intuition because you're ashamed. Forgive yourself, for goodness sakes. We all make mistakes. That's the only way we know when we're doing good, is by the mistakes we make, and we pivot and make a change. It's fun to play with the universe. I call it the universe. It's God, Goddess, all that is. It's all one big thing, and we're all part of it. However you want to classify it as your business. I'm not here to preach. But I am here to tell you that these things work, and they heighten whatever your religious experience is. And these are companion tools to go with your religion or just your life, period. Now, I like playing with the universe and saying, okay, well, I need this. And I'll say it out loud. I might even write it down. And I wait and see how long it takes to get the said item. It can be small, it can be big. One day I wanted a cheesecake. And lo and behold, several hours later, the neighbor brought me over cheesecake. He goes, I made this. You want some? I was like, yeah. So the universe works in mysterious ways. God works in mysterious ways. And it's fun to play with them. You're allowed to play with them. You are allowed to test it to make sure they're listening. And the thing is that's someone to talk to. I prefer to sit out in the yard and find a comfortable space, and usually close to a tree. And I like to talk to God out there, or the universe, source. And I allow time for God to answer me. I ask pretty in-depth questions, but somehow God always gets me the answers. He must know I'm going to ask these questions ahead of time, because a week before, he sent my dad to the bookstore. My dad bought these books that fell out on the floor off the shelves in front of him. And he knew they weren't for him. He knew the subject matters. But he said, somebody needs these, so I'm going to buy them. So he bought them, brought them home. And a week later, I'm out in the yard asking God all these questions. And here comes my dad with these books. And they covered every question I asked God that day. And I was like, okay, I know you're listening to me now. And not that I ever really doubted it, but at that time in my life, I had been church hopping a lot. I was seeking God, not a way to worship Him. And that's what religion and churches are. They are a way for people to come together and worship the way they like to worship their deity. I was wanting to talk to God, actually. I didn't want a middleman, because I didn't believe in a middleman. And so I finally had to sit down and talk to him and tell him what I'd been experiencing, and how am I to answer all these questions that I have. And so I want you to practice talking to the universe, whether it's spirit guides or God or angels, aliens, I don't care, as long as it's good. Always ground yourself in the white light of God. That's what I do. I fill my body up with it. As I'm deep breathing, I'm breathing in the white light, and I'm breathing out and exhaling the dark energies, anything negative, I let it go. Until I'm breathing in white light, and I'm exhaling white light. And then by then I have relaxed completely. And then start asking your questions. And I'm just here to tell you that there are more angels on the planet right now than there ever has been at one time. And so there's plenty to come around and help with the answers. And God's here. And there is no question about it. And it is something that is your birthright to be a part and consciously be a part of God. God is all it is. Source, the universe, a conscious co-creator, a conscious co-creator with God. So, I'm not trying to preach, but I am telling you that there is something very spiritual about each one of us. And that is what we tap in to the universe with. And that's our spirit. So play with the universe. Ask God questions, and wait and see how He answers. It's really phenomenal. I always wonder, well, how do you do this? But it's always right on what I needed answered. So these are things I wanted you to practice because they help make your life so much easier. Your direction and your way out of things, or your way into better, things that you want to do. You'll get very creative. And so practice acknowledging your feelings and where they're coming from, and honor them. Ask your intuition what you want to do and follow through so you get good at it. So you really get good at it. Practice daily and practice deep breathing daily. 5-10 minutes, doesn't take long. Several times a day if you want. I like to keep an eye on it because I know sometimes I just, it might be a little stressed and don't know why. And it was like, oh, I'm not deep breathing. So let me deep breathe. And don't be afraid to talk to God. Don't be afraid to talk to the universe. And do not be afraid to have faith. I know that in these times that give us cause to go pause, to give us a cause to pause, it's a big question on everybody's hearts. Well, where's God? God's here. God works within each of us when we allow it. And that's why I'm telling you, work on your intuition and your feelings. Keep in touch with them and do not ignore them. Do not ignore red flags. There's signposts saying, oops, stop, no, not this way, this way. There are so many ways to God and our heavenly body. Make it easy on yourself by learning to follow your intuition and start questioning God. Ask God for answers. But they have to be good questions. It can't just be bullshit, because they do get mad. Not really mad, but make sure it's a good question. It's something that you've already deliberated on and you really need a question answered. And play with the angels. Tell them, tell the universe you kind of like this or that, and then wait and see how long it takes to get what you're looking for. Do not be too specific. Kind of generalize it. I wanted a Yamaha electric keyboard. And my budget was real low at the time. And I kept looking at them and looking everywhere for them. And I thought, I'm never going to be able to afford this. And then I laughed at myself one day and I said, oh, silly me. Universe, this is what I would like. I want a Yamaha keyboard and I want it to be able to record. And it has a synthesizer. It's got all that stuff on it. And I need it to be brought to me at a price that I can afford. So about a week later, a friend was over and she said, oh, come on, let's go to the Goodwill. Let's go. And I thought, okay, we'll go. Well, I went straight over to the electronics section, which I don't normally do. And I went over there and I saw a stack of electronic keyboards. And all the way at the bottom, I went through every one of them. And all the way at the bottom was the exact one I wanted, and it recorded. And I took it up because the price tag was half off. I thought, oh no. So I took it up there. First I got the cord and I made sure it plugged in and everything worked. So then I take it up to pay for it and I set it down and I looked at the kid at the counter. I said, Sim, I took half this price tag off. I don't know what it costs, so could you tell me? And he looked at it and he looked at me and he looked at it and he goes, how about $20? I said, I've got $20, yes. So that's what I mean. The universe will bring it to you if you allow them to bring it to you. And it'll be at what you can afford. I've done that most of my life. I was a single mom, raised 2 kids by myself, didn't have any help. And the thing is that we really never did do without. Not really. Nothing that we really wanted. So it's all perception. If you're willing to take a used item at a price that you can afford, and it does all the same things as that new nifty one in the window, I would suggest that $20 Yamaha keyboard is just right. So anyway, that's a story that I wanted to tell. A couple stories, where you follow your intuition. You'll know when you are and when you aren't. You got to practice daily, practice deep breathing, and give the universe a chance. Give God a chance. Give your faith and your spirit a chance to show you just how beautiful and wonderful you are. And yes, there's ugliness in the world. However, we always thrive through all of it if we allow ourselves to. Love you. Blessings and love. This is Lori, and we'll talk to you later next time. Have a good day. Bye.